In the heart of a small valley surrounded by endless fields of golden wheat, life moved gently and without hurry. Among the tall stalks, hidden from human eyes, a quiet story of devotion and wisdom was about to unfold. Lyra, a finch with delicate silver-brown feathers, fluttered tirelessly between stalks. Each trip brought her a small piece of straw, a feather, or a soft thread. With patient care, she wove these into a nest that was both sturdy and comfortable, a tiny home meant to protect the treasures she carried inside her. Once her work was complete, Lyra settled down and nestled over her eggs. Day after day, she remained steadfast, her small body warming the fragile shells. Her heart beat with love and expectation, imagining the moment when soft chirps would fill the air. At last, one bright morning, her patience was rewarded. Tiny cracks spread across the eggs, and soon little beaks pushed their way into the world. Four downy chicks emerged, their eyes barely opened, their cries filling the nest with new life. Overcome with joy, Lyra poured herself into motherhood. Each morning she soared across the valley, gathering seeds and insects. Her wings, though fragile, carried the weight of her devotion. She returned tirelessly, feeding each hungry mouth until they rested full and content. One afternoon, when she returned with food, the chicks chirped anxiously. They told her that a farmer had walked through the fields and mentioned his children would come the next day to harvest the wheat. Panic filled the nest. The chicks were still too young to fly. Lyra, however, remained calm. She brushed her beak gently across their heads and reassured them. "Do not worry," she said softly. "The wheat will remain untouched." True to her words, the following day passed in peace. The farmer's children never arrived. Days later, the same fear returned. The farmer had come again, this time declaring that laborers would harvest the field the next day. The chicks trembled, their voices shaking as they shared the news. Still, Lyra stayed composed. With her steady tone, she soothed them once more. "Sleep soundly. Tomorrow the wheat will stand." And once again, her prediction came true. The day passed, and no one disturbed the nest. Weeks rolled by in this fashion, the family safe within the swaying stalks. Then, one afternoon, when Lyra returned from her foraging, her chicks greeted her with different news. The farmer had visited again this time. He vowed to harvest the wheat himself at sunrise. A shadow of concern crossed Lyra's eyes. She understood something her chicks did not. Without hesitation, she urged them. "We must leave this nest tonight. A new home awaits us." The chicks, puzzled, asked why this time was different. After all, the farmer had spoken of harvest before, yet nothing had come of it. What made this promise so dangerous? With patient wisdom, Lyra explained, when the farmer depended on his children or his workers, the task was uncertain. But when a person chooses to act with their own hands, the work will surely be done. This time, his resolve is true. That very evening, under the fading light, Lyra guided her young ones out of their nest for the first time. Their wings wobbled, their flight clumsy, but the wasted days had given them strength. By dawn, they had found safety in a new corner of the valley. When the farmer arrived the next morning with tools in hand, the nest was empty. The wheat was finally harvested, but Lyra and her chicks were safe. In leaving, the finch had taught her children an eternal lesson: self-reliance is the path to true accomplishment. To depend endlessly on others invites delay and disappointment, but taking responsibility ensures progress.